Hello students, welcome to my video on the fascinating work Columbus and Crusoe by V.S.Naipaul. My viewers have been asking me to make this video for a long time, and today I have prepared this video for them. So without wasting our time, let's start the video. This essay, Columbus and Crusoe, was written by V.S. Naipaul and it is a collection of 6 essays. First essay name is The Loss of El Dorado. Second book is Columbus and Crusoe. Third one is Conrad Darkness. Fourth is The Return of Eva Peron. Fifth one is The Crocodiles of Yomoussoukro. Sixth one is Michael X and the Black Power Killing in Trinidad. Each of these essays explores different aspects of the theme of identity, history, and culture, as well as the impact of colonism on the colonized people. Columbus and Crusoe is a collection of essays written by Nobel Prize winning author V.S. Naipaul and first published in 1970s. The essays explores the theme of identity, history, culture through the lenses of two iconic figures from Western history, Christopher Columbus and Robinson Crusoe. Naipaul uses these two figures to examine the cultural and historical legacy of Europe and the impact of colonism on the colonized peoples. He argued that the colonial experience has led to a fragmentation of identity and a loss of cultural heritage for the colonized peoples, resulting in a sense of alienation and disconnection from their own history and traditions. Through his exploration of these themes, Naipaul also critiques the Western perspective on history and culture, arguing that it has been shaped by a narrow and selective view of the world, which has been overlooked the perspectives and experiences of non Western people. Overall, Columbus and Crusoe is a thought provoking and insightful work that challenges readers to question their own assumptions about history, culture, identity. So, it is a fascinating collection of essays that dwells into complex and interconnected issues of identity, history, culture, and colonism. One of the main themes that runs throughout the book is the idea of fragmentation of identity and the loss of cultural heritage that has resulted from the colonial experience. Naipaul argues that the colonized peoples have been uprooted from their own history and traditions, resulting in a sense of alienation and disconnection from their own culture. This fragmentation of identity is reflected in the way that many post colonial societies struggle with issues of national identity, language, and culture. Naipaul uses the figures of Christopher Columbus and Robinson Crusoe as a lens through which to explore these themes. Columbus is a symbol of Western exploration and discovery, while Crusoe represents the individualism and self sufficiency of Western society. Naipaul uses their stories to examine the impact of Western imperialism on known Western societies and to question the assumptions and biases that underlie Western perspectives on history and culture. In addition to exploring the impact of colonism on known Western societies, Naipaul also critiques the Western view of history and culture. He argues that Western perspective is often selective and narrow, focusing on a limited set of cultural and historical achievements and overlooking the perspectives and experiences of known Western people. Columbus and Crusoe is a rich and nuanced work that challenges readers to think deeply about issues of identity, culture, and history, and to question their assumptions and biases. Naipaul's insights and observations are as relevant today as they were when the book was first published, and his writings continues to inspire and provoke readers around the world. V.S. Naipaul's book, The Loss of El Dorado, explored the history of Trinidad and Tobago, the impact of colonialism on region. The book focuses on the lives of two individuals, Christopher Columbus and Robinson Crusoe. Naipaul's account of Columbus is critical of the explorer, portraying him as an arrogant and ignorant man who was more interested in conquest and riches than in understanding the native cultures he encountered. Naipaul also explores the impact of Columbus' arrival on the indigenous people of the Caribbean, describing the brutal treatment they received at the hands of the Spanish. The second part of the book focuses on the life of Robinson Crusoe, a fictional character created by Daniel Defoe. Naipaul argues that Crusoe is a reflection of the European colonial mindset with his focus on domination, exploitation, and control of the natural world. Naipaul also explores the relationship between Crusoe and Friday, a native who is taken as a slave but later becomes Crusoe's loyal companion. So, the loss of El Dorado provides a complex and nuanced view of the history of Trinidad and Tobago and the impact of colonialism on the region. Naipaul's exploration of Columbus and Crusoe highlights the way in which the European colonialism shaped the Caribbean, its people. Joseph Conrad's Darkness in Columbus and Crusoe, V.S.Naipaul explores the theme of darkness in two classic works of literature. Joseph Conrad's The Heart of Darkness and Daniel Defoe, Robinson Crusoe. Naipaul argues that darkness serves as a metaphor for the unknown and the unfamiliar, and that both Conrad and Defoe use this metaphor to explore the impact of colonialism on the peoples and cultures of the regions they wrote about. Naipaul examines the character of Kurds in Heart of Darkness. Kurds the character of Kurt is the representation of the darkest aspect of European colonialism, including greed, exploitation, and violence. Naipaul also examines the character of Marlowe, the narrator of The Heart of Darkness, and argues that his journey up the Congo River is a metaphor for the journey of European colonialism into the heart of Africa. In his analysis of Robinson Crusoe, Naipaul argues that the character's isolation on the island represents the darkness of the unknown, and that his relationship with Friday, a native who takes as a slave, represents the darkness of colonialism and exploitation of native peoples. Naipaul's essay explores the way in which darkness serves as a powerful metaphor. Now, by examining these classic works of literature through the lens of colonialism, Naipaul provides a nuanced and insightful perspective on the complexities of the colonial experience. Now, the next essay is The Return of Eva Peron. It is not an essay, it is a play written by Argentinian playwright and author. The play is set in Argentina during the late 1970s and early 1980s and follows the story of a young Argentinian journalist named Francisco Miranda, who is investigating the mysterious return of Eva Peron's body to Argentina over 20 years after her death. As Francisco dwells deeper into his investigation, he begins to uncover a complex web of political intrigue and corruption that leads him to question his own beliefs and values. Along the way, he meets a diverse cast of characters, including a former lover of Eva Peron and a right-wing military officer who is determined to prevent the truth from being revealed. Now, Francisco's journey, Naipaul explores the theme of power, corruption, legacy of Eva Peron, who was a polarizing figure in Argentinian politics. Naipaul also examines the complex history of Argentina, including the country's turbulent political climate, the rise of Peronism, and the brutal repression of dissidents during the military dictatorship. Now, this essay is a powerful and thought provoking play that offers a nuanced and insightful perspective on the political and social complexities of Argentina. The play raises important questions about power, ideology, and the role of media in shaping public opinion, making it a timely and relevant work for audiences today. The Crocodiles of UNESCO. This one is the next essay or a short story written by V.S.Naipaul. The story is set in UNESCO. It is the name of a city, the capital city of the Ivory Coast, and revolves around the relationship between the protagonist, a young Indian man named Salim, and the African characters he encounters during his stay in the city. As Salim navigates the unfamiliar cultural landscape of UNESCO, he becomes increasingly fascinated by the crocodiles that live in the city's sacred lake. Salim meets a group of African boys who have a close relationship with the crocodiles, and through them he learns about the spiritual significance of crocodile in the local culture. The story explores theme of cultural difference, identity, and the clash between traditional and modern ways of life. Through Salim's experiences, Naipaul highlights the complexities of navigating cultural differences and the challenges of understanding a culture that is vastly different from one's own. The story also touches on issue of power and exploitation as Salim is confronted with the reality of African boys' lives and exploitation they face at the hands of wealthier outsiders. Ultimately, The Crocodile of the UNESCO is a poignant and thought provoking exploration of the complexities of cultural interaction and the challenges of finding common ground in a world that is often divided by difference and equality. Michel Michael X, the Black Power killing in Trinidad, is last and the next one non-fictional book written by V.S.Naipaul, which explores the rise of black power politics and the violent legacy of Michael X in Trinidad during the 1970s. Naipaul examines the political and social context of Trinidad during the Black Power movement, exploring the roots of movement and the ways in which it challenged the existing power structures in the country. Naipaul also provides a detailed account of Michael X's life and his role in Black Power movement, including his radical ideology and his connections to international revolutionary movement. This book also explores the violent legacy of Michael X, including his involvement in a series of murders and his eventual executions for his crimes. Naipaul examines the cultural and historical factors that contributed to the violence of the era and the ways in which it shaped the political landscape of Trinidad in the years that followed. So, through this detailed research and analysis, Naipaul provides a nuanced and insightful perspective on the complexities of the Black Power movement in Trinidad and the violent legacy of Michael X. The book offers a powerful reaction on the nature of political violence and the ways in which it can shape the course of the history. So, students, I made a whole summary, a lump sum summary for you. It will help you in your examination. I hope you like this video, and I expect that you will press the like button and also subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Goodbye and good luck.